The Curse of Oak Island. The team shuts down operations at the swamp to focus on the money pit. This week on the Curse of Oak Island, the team has started their final preparations for the big dig that's coming their way in the next couple of weeks. And it's all hands on deck as the guys turn 100% of their focus on the money pit. Oak Island is just 2 weeks away from receiving delivery of at least 4 massive 10 feet wide steel caissons. These gigantic pieces of equipment will be drilled into the ground in the money pit area as part of what might be the most extensive excavation ever conducted on the island. And it seems as though the Lagina brothers will be throwing all their eggs into one basket with this dig, as last night they began calling a halt to other operations on the island. This will include ceasing work at the swamp. A few weeks ago, a huge digger with an 80-foot reach arrived on the island to much fanfare and great excitement, all in the hope of digging up an ancient ship, which the guys believe lies hidden in the swamp. Since then, Billy Gerhardt and the rest of the team have unearthed a plethora of wood artifacts, many of which have a nautical origin. But unfortunately, they've not found the ship. On last night's episode, Marty Lagina, rather dramatically, informed Billy, Gary Drayton, and a few of the others that they were to wrap up things at the swamp. Gary was both shocked and a little frustrated, but Marty explained that they needed the swamp's fresh water. Oak Island team needs fresh water to sort through money pit debris. Basically, the big dig at the money pit is going to pull up an awful lot of dirt and debris, which the guys will need to sort through and examine for artifacts. They will feed the debris into a wash plant, where it will be cleaned, making examination easier. Unfortunately, they can only use fresh water for this, so they need to take it from the swamp. And they need to stop digging in the marshy land to allow the water level to rise again. The guys are throwing all they can at this dig, so they'll also need as many guys as possible to help out with sorting the debris at the money pit. So, shutting down the swamp is also a way to free up valuable human resources. Viewers can expect this to be a temporary measure. The swamp will return. The guys have been full of praise for the swamp over the last year because every time they look there, they find something from mysterious stone roadways to a ship's wharf and a ship's railings. Marty Lagina believes they've hit a flood tunnel at the money pit. In the meantime, Marty thinks the team has found a flood tunnel at the money pit. In the last couple of weeks, the drill team has twice hit a cavity, and this week, they hit a large quantity of water a mere 2 feet away from that cavity. Marty reckons that the cavity is unfortunately not an offset chamber as previously suspected, but a little pocket of air in a flood tunnel. The discovery of eelgrass last week bolsters his theory, as it's known that the grass was used alongside coconut fibers to act as a filter on flood tunnels at Smith's Cove. If they'd have found a flood tunnel, the guys will need to find a way to block it off. Otherwise, all their work for the big day could be completely ruined. For over a decade, the Curse of Oak Island has chronicled the tireless search for the island's fabled treasure, a mystery that has captured imaginations for more than 2 centuries. While every season offers its twists and turns, this year, the Lagina brothers and their team made a dramatic decision that stunned viewers and changed the course of the entire expedition. They shut down operations in the swamp. Yes, you read that right. The swamp, home to some of the show's most mind-boggling discoveries and conspiracy-fueling clues, is no longer the team's focus. Instead, the full weight of the treasure hunt has shifted back to where it all began, the infamous money pit. A bold call, Rick and Marty Lagina stood before the team, their expressions marked with the weight of years of excavation, mystery, and hope. Gathered around the war room table, the core team, Craig Tester, Charles Barkhouse, Jack Begley, Doug Crowell, and archaeologist Miriam Amirault listened as the brothers dropped the bombshell. Swamp operations were coming to a halt. "We've followed the swamp's leads as far as we can," Rick said solemnly, gesturing to a spread of aerial photos and sonar scans. "And while the clues are compelling, the money pit is demanding our full attention." For many fans, the swamp had become a character in its own right. Its murky waters and strange formations yielding wood planks, possible ship fragments, and tantalizing artifacts like the stone road and the mysterious eye of the swamp. But the area had also become a logistical nightmare. Constant water issues, environmental restrictions, and mixed results had turned it into a quagmire of diminishing returns. Even Marty had grown weary. "We've thrown so much at the swamp," he admitted in a confessional. "And while we've learned a lot, we still don't have proof it's the original deposit site." Meanwhile, the money pit's data is heating up. The shift to the money pit. With the swamp officially closed for the season, the team began a massive redirection of resources toward a more refined and aggressive assault on the money pit zone. Using the latest borehole data, along with new seismic and muon tomography scans, they identified a potential anomaly deeper than anything previously explored, what the team called Target X. According to the scans, Target X sits over 180 feet below the surface and appears to be an unnatural cavity, a void surrounded by dense material. Couldn't be the legendary treasure vault first described in the 1795 discovery, protected by booby traps and flood tunnels. Every bit of data we have now points here, Charles said as the drill rig was lowered into place. If we don't go after this now, we're missing the moment. The borehole drilling began with intense focus, and each new core sample brought more excitement. At 172 feet, they hit fragments of hand-cut wood. At 178 feet, they pulled up what appeared to be fragments of old parchment, waterlogged and fragile, but unmistakably man-made. The entire team gathered around as Laird Niven carefully bagged and labeled the samples. "We may be getting close to something huge," said Jack Begley, barely able to contain his emotion. This could be the first physical evidence of a vault. Echoes of the past. With the swamp shut down, many team members couldn't help but reflect on the years spent trudging through the muck and mystery. It was the swamp, after all, that yielded the stone-paved road, the 13th century Portuguese theories, and the oak timber fragments carbon-dated to the Middle Ages. "It's not that we're abandoning the swamp forever," Rick clarified in an interview segment. "We're just acknowledging that it's not the priority right now. There's a time to chase every lead, and there's a time to zero in. This is that time." Miriam Amaralt, the team's archaeologist, added, "From a scientific standpoint, the swamp gave us plenty of puzzle pieces. But right now, the money pit is where all those pieces might finally come together." Indeed, the findings at Target X were already painting a compelling picture: engineered structures, possible artifacts, and chemical signatures of precious metals. It was as if the island itself was finally surrendering its secrets, one drill sample at a time. The curse looms. But no major Oak Island development comes without cost or risk. Within days of shutting down the swamp and turning all energy to the money pit, mechanical failures plagued the drill rig. A mysterious blowout halted operations for nearly a week. Some began whispering about the infamous curse, that 7 must die before the treasure is found. So far, 6 lives have been lost in the island's storied history. "There are moments when you wonder if the island really doesn't want to give it up," Marty said grimly. "But we push forward. Always." What lies ahead? As the season barrels toward its conclusion, anticipation is higher than ever. Will the team uncover something that finally breaks the mystery wide open? Will Target X yield the treasure vault that's eluded searchers for over 200 years? Rick remains cautiously optimistic. "We may be closer than we've ever been," he said, "but Oak Island has taught us that certainty is an illusion. We'll go deeper, we'll go smarter, and if there's anything there, it's ours to find." Back on the ground, heavy machinery rumbles over centuries of buried secrets. Cameras roll. Hearts race. The swamp is silent, for now, but the money pit is roaring back to life. Because on Oak Island, the real treasure may not be gold or jewels, it's the relentless pursuit of truth.